All right, guys, what is going on? What is going on? The long weekend is over. Let's see who we got in here. Got Paula, Jenny Rose, Gail, Victoria, Selena. Hello, Selena. Got a few people in here so far. So, uh, it's 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Paula. Um, and let me know if can you guys hear me pretty good? I am on my new laptop. So let me know if you can hear me pretty good. Good morning, Christina. There's Angel. All right. Good deal. A lot better than that old cheap Chromebook I was using. That thing had some static in the microphone or something like that. Y'all don't hear no static or anything in this, do you? All right. Well, I got me a pretty kicking little laptop here, so hopefully my lives will be pretty good if I can just figure out how to use StreamYard here. So, Kathy says, what kind of laptop did you get? Well, I got me a Dell. Um, it's like a Dell Inspiron. Got a got a Core i7, 16 gigabytes of RAM. Um, got some kind of graphics card in it. So um, later on, if I decide to do some heavy video editing, I can do that. So uh, not too bad. So hopefully it'll do me for a couple of years. All right, guys. So there was a gentleman with Fox News that did an interview with the Idaho State Police, and I told you guys that the wording in these press conferences and the wording and all this stuff that they're putting out there is just kind of uh, irritating me. So, but again, they got to do what they got to do. I understand that. So, uh, let's see here. He asked if the roommates have been cleared, and he said, at this time, we do not suspect, or at this time, we are not looking at them as suspects. But he said, at this time. Now, of course, well, I got some pretty juicy stuff for you guys. I've been doing some research, and you may have seen this stuff, you may have not. So, but I think I've got some pretty juicy stuff for you. So before we get started, let me know right now. I just want to kind of see where everybody stands. Do you guys have anybody that you're leaning towards specifically? Like, the roommates, friends of the roommates, someone at the sorority party, someone at the club. a stalker? Let me know what you guys are thinking so far. Amy says, I have no clue. Someone obsessed with one of the blondes. Ellen says, just think it's someone that knew the house well. Someone that wanted someone who couldn't have them. They obtain it in another way. I have a family member that went to this college or this university about 20 years ago. Someone that knew the house well. All right, guys. So, well, let's get into some of the stuff that I found and some of the questions that I have. And I don't know if I can do this. Let me see. Give me just a second. All right. Give me just a second here, guys. Okay. I want to show you something. And I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, so bear with me. All right. You guys see that right there? Tire marks. Someone done a burnout. Y'all see that? And so let me know if y'all can see that. Can y'all see that where they're taking pictures of the burnout? Okay. So I'm thinking that was when they were getting the hell out of there. Sports car, guys. I'm thinking a sports car. That was in front of the house, over across from where their driveway is, right in front of the house. I mean, that is smack dab in front of the house on the other side where the driveway meets the road. Now, I don't think it's a front wheel drive car. I think it's a rear wheel drive car because there were two tire marks left. And I think normally when a front wheel drive car does a burnout, it normally only leaves one mark. So I'm thinking it was a rear wheel drive sports car. Because of the way the burnouts looked, it looked like when they got on it, the rear end went to the skid marks. The rear end went to kind of go sideways, and then it grabbed and went straight. You can see that in one of the skid marks. Now, not saying that these skid marks belong to whoever done it. But looking at them, you can tell they look pretty fresh. And another thing is, if someone done a burnout that night, why was everybody saying that it was so quiet that whole night? The neighbors and everybody. So I kind of wonder if that's something there. Wonder if that's related to the crime scene or to the crime at all. I mean, they're taking pictures of it and measuring the tire marks. So maybe if it was some young guys that just didn't, give a crap. You know what I mean? All right, now looky here. Now this is what concerns me, guys. This picture right here is what concerns me. Well, two of these. What's she taking a picture of, guys? What do you see when looking at this picture? Tell me what you see that stands out to you when looking at this picture. A window. Booties. What is, well, it's a woman. It's a woman. Blood stains on the window. A spot on the window. Okay. Come on, guys, keep going. You ain't got to it yet. I think the guy's looking at the pictures on his camera is what he's doing. Come on, guys, keep guessing. Point of entry. Maybe. You're getting close, Hash Brown. All right, I'll go ahead and tell you. The first floor. Remember, the killings happened on the second and third floor. Why are they taking pictures of the window on the first floor, or possibly the curtains behind the window? You see where I'm going, guys? Why are they even interested in stuff on the first floor if everything happened on the second and first? Well, she's really getting close to that window there on the first floor, ain't she? So my question is, guys, were the girls on the bottom? Well, here's the thing. I'm initially wondering, were the girls on the bottom floor targeted too? but they were already in the house, so they could have taken the girls out on the bottom floor anyway. Now the blood was dripping over on the other side toward the back of the house. This is on the front of the house. Yeah, all the blood that was running down the wall was on the back side of the house. This is the front. So what this is one of my questions, guys. What is going on at that window where they are taking very precise pictures of something on that window? Is it blood? Is it a bloody fingerprint on the outside of the window? Did someone climb in that window? And if so, did they have blood on them? But again, that puts the first floor into play in this investigation. When the crime happened on the second and third floors, they shouldn't even be I don't know, something's got them interested in that window. When there shouldn't be, if everything happened on the second and third floor, there shouldn't be that much attention being paid to that first floor window. Now, let me show you some more stuff here, guys. There was apparently some evidence I don't know when the photo's from, but it was when the crime scene investigators, crime scene technicians were up there. Probably first couple days. Probably the next day, actually. So, nope, that's not what we'll look at. All right, guys, here you go. There's a piece of evidence right there that they have marked on the beside the back patio. So we know they're looking at the front bottom window, taking pictures of it. We know that there's evidence in the back by the patio. They're marking it. We know that there's a tire mark out in the road that they're interested in. I mean, the killer or killers were in the room and had free range of the entire house to kill everybody. And could have. They had all night to do it. I mean, they done took out 4 people. What's another 2? You know what I mean? Why were the two roommates on the first floor spared. I mean, to be honest with you, they could have spent 1 to 2 hours in there doing what they needed to do and still get away if they'd done it around listen, if they'd done this around 3 o'clock in the morning, they could have stayed in that house from 3 to 4, would be plenty of time to take out everybody, in my opinion. I mean, they probably done what they done within 15 minutes, to be honest with you. But yeah, there's do y'all see that where they're labeling a piece of evidence right there on the ground by the back patio? Do y'all see that? So let me see if I can find something else here, guys. Hang on just a second. So there's that. There's the tire mark, and there's that. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I've got for you guys as far as the. Now, there is a piece. I couldn't go back and find it. I wished I'd have saved it, but there was something in the back, and it was a piece of paper. And I tried zooming in. It looks like there was a drawing on it, guys. There's a piece of paper in the back by the patio that had it looked like it had some drawings or something on it, and they were putting it into an evidence bag. I wished I'd have got a picture of that. Now, let's talk about the DNA. Now I got to doing some research on the DNA, and the turnaround time for the DNA is pretty quick now, guys. They can actually get results on DNA in as little as 90 minutes now. I didn't know that, but depending on the facility, it can take weeks. Did you guys know they could get DNA results in 90 minutes now? So I know one thing, they're going to be swabbing a lot of people. Now, they can find out if it's a male or female. Now, here's the thing. What if some of that blood outside the house, when they do a DNA analysis on it, what if the blood outside the house turns out to be female? So, I know they can tell if it's male or female, but what, could have carried out one of the victim's blood. Well, Mama Michelle said they could have carried out one of the victim's blood. Could have. But they'll be able to match it to the victim too. They'll be able to match it to the victim. And if it doesn't match, then they got a problem. Now, also, whoever it is knew where they lived. They definitely knew where they lived. Now, did they follow them home? Yeah, so Ethan didn't live there. He was just visiting. So Jenny Rose is asking, who were the 6 people who lived there? I don't think it was 6 people. It was just the girls, the 4 girls. What was it? No, because the guy was, or the 5, was it 5 girls? Yeah. MJ says 5 people living there. But yeah, it looks like the pictures that I was looking at, the evidence pictures, it looks like they're not lying. They got a bunch of evidence that they're looking at. I wished I could have gotten what was on that piece of paper that they were bagging up, because it looked like it had some drawings or something on it. And it was definitely behind the house. And the way it looks to me is the way the crime scene technicians were taking pictures and examining the house and coming around it, I'm kind of wondering if one of the killers came out the sliding glass door in the back, ran around the side of the house, hopped down that wall, ran. I'm thinking, I wonder if there were, if the car, if that is truly skid marks from the car that, the people used to commit the crime with, ran across the front parking lot, hopped in the car, and took off. And that could be another reason why they extended the crime scene out into that parking lot. Because remember, they said that they extended the crime scene out into the parking lot. Maybe there were some drops of blood that they found coming out the driveway. And another thing too, guys, is has all the cars that the girls were driving, I wonder if all those have been checked out. Because I've had some people ask me, Dawn, the surviving roommates, did they drive? And if they drove, has their cars been checked out? Because we know that they got home around 1 a.m. before the other roommates did. And, between 1 a.m. and, 7, 8 a.m., did those cars go anywhere? Did those cars have black boxes? Stuff like that. So did the surviving roommates, because it looks to me like there are a couple cars. I see the Range Rover is one of the victims. I think that blue Honda Civic is another victim's. So I wonder if all of the cars, I just wonder if all the girls that were staying there had cars, and have all those cars been checked. You know what I mean? Now, I wonder also if, I mean, here's the other thing too, guys, because I keep wondering if the girls down there at the bottom were going to be targeted too. But again, they had all the time in the world, and they didn't go down there and do nothing to them. I'm struggling with that, guys. I'm struggling with it. I have to be honest with you. I'm struggling with it. Jesus said, I think they all knew him or knew of him. I believe this was a rage killing because he was dissed by the girl he wanted, dissed more than once. He felt forced to retaliate. See, I don't know. I mean, I guess it could be. Could be. But see, I think it was more than one person. That's it. Let me know if you guys think there was more than one person that committed this crime. Let me know in the chat. Do y'all think there's more than one person? Because I struggle with one person taking out 4 people with a knife. That's what I struggle with. So I'm getting a lot of people saying no, they don't think. So y'all don't think it was more than one person? Because I just don't see how you can, if there's 2 people in the bed and you start working on one of them, the other person is probably going to wake up. If it's a girl, like if he started working on Ethan first, the girl's probably going to wake up screaming, and then they're going to have to deal with that. And then at that point, you've got, okay, did it wake that screaming? Did it wake up anybody else in the house? You know what I mean? And the 2 girls, I mean, you're going to have a lot of screaming there. I mean, that's just where my mind is going, guys. I mean, you're going to have a lot of screaming. Probably not for long, but you're going to have a lot of screaming. That's why it's a lot of work for one person to do. And a lot of those people are saying, let's see, and there was nothing. I don't know if there was any evidence on the dog or not. Probably no evidence on the dog because they said the guy at the Idaho State Police said that they took the dog to an animal shelter and someone came and got it. So, and there could have been some blood on the dog. Oh, here's another thing, guys. As they said, this killer was probably the killers were probably very sloppy. And we all know there's a lot of blood. Were there bloody footprints in that house? Let's see here. This on the sideline says the story about the bound and gagged has repeatedly been said as not accurate. Not accurate does not necessarily mean not true. Usually means not entirely true. I do not think personally they were gagged and bound, because there's just I mean, I wouldn't take the time to gag and bound somebody if I was just going to go in there and kill them and be done with it and leave. That's just unnecessary waste of time if you're going in there to kill someone in a rage and then just get the hell out. I mean, it's just, I wouldn't gag and bind somebody if I were just going in there to kill them. I just go in there and kill them, be done with it, and get out. And I think it's probably what they done. Do y'all think there were any footprints in the house, bloody footprints? Oh, here's something, guys. Here's something. So, and I mean, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. So, um, the who thinks that the victims' phones will play a big part in maybe revealing who done this? Let me know if you think the victims' phones, or one of the victims' phones, will play a big part in maybe helping to solve this. The other thing is, the other thing is, I'm trying to think here, guys. The 911 call. Oh, wait a minute. Miss Jules has a good question here. If all this evidence, why no arrests? Well, Miss Jules, they've got to match it to somebody. That's, and again, I'll go back to what I say over and over again. The hardest part of the job is proving somebody committed the crime. That's the hardest part of the job. And you've got a lot of evidence, and they've got to process the evidence, and we don't know how long it's going to take to process it. And that evidence also has to be, be tied back to the suspects. They've got to connect it to the suspects. Like, for instance, if there's blood on that bottom window, and some people may be thinking one of the roommates done it on the first floor, you've got to connect that blood on that first floor window to one of the roommates, and then go from there. I mean, you see what I'm saying? And now I wonder also how much blood, like when they went up there to check on them. And it was weird. I have to say, guys, it was pretty weird that they had all them people over before calling 911. I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you. I did. I thought that was just. Did you do you guys think that was weird? And they said that the someone, let's see, the dispatchers spoke to several people, which can kind of be weird because maybe at that point, whoever was over there decided to go upstairs. I would love, guys, I would love to hear that 911 call. There is something on that 911 call. There's got to be, guys. There's got to be something on that 911 call that's causing them not to release it. And who's on the 911 call? That's what I want to know. Who is on it and what did they say? I mean, did somebody that was, there, did they possibly say, oh my God, I knew so and so would do this? And 911 hurt them? Did someone there know the killer? Did someone there say, "Oh my God, I knew this would happen. I knew they would do this." Was something like that said on the 911 call? Is that why they're not releasing it? It's the only on the sideline says, "Yeah, who is on the 911 call? Is it Ethan's brother and sister? That is who I kept hearing it could be." Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Lord, what was that? I just turned purple. And Teresa Nelson says to protect the family. Um, and here's the other thing, guys. The girls on the bottom floor, I mean, they had complete access to them. Why they were spared, I have no idea. But you've got to, speaking of to protect the family, you've also got to take into account did they know the girls on the bottom floor? If they don't, they do now. You know what I mean? So, I mean, even at this point, those girls that were on the bottom floor, they could be targets until they're caught. I didn't think about that till just now. Oh, now that would be sick. That would be sick right here. Listen to what Maritza says. The person that did this may be going to the funeral. That would be sick. That'd be about like that dude in the Delphi murders helping the family get pictures. You know what I mean? That worked at the CVS. So, all right, let's take a look at some comments here and we'll go over them. Cammy Burchett says they'll be likely attending a vigil for sure. Mama Michelle says it's not uncommon. They do often go to the funerals or vigils. Oh, and Deb L says serial killers do go to funerals. Well, now here's the thing, Deb. Are we dealing with a serial killer? Because remember the Washington, D.C. snipers? They were just out taking people down left and right. Now, they were serial killers. The D.C. snipers. I mean, they were taking people down in gas station parking lots while police were doing investigations. That's a serial killer to me. I don't know about a serial killer, Deb. I don't know. I might be wrong. And Monica says, I like your thoughts about a maintenance or serviceman. There again, it could be that too. But I mean, if it was a weird maintenance guy or serviceman that had, some, you would think maybe there would have been a SA'd going on there, or see, there again, guys, none of the girls are SA'd. Now, that being said, if none of the victims were SA'd, let me know in the chat. Does that change your perspective of the of who it could be? Do you think at this point it was someone interested in the girls, if especially if they wasn't SA'd? Because the police are saying, there was no SA crimes committed. Um, and thinking about it, guys, there's not been any crimes like this happened within the past here recently, and there's not been anything like this happen since the crime. So I have to agree with the police that, um, I know they can't come out and say that the public is not in danger, because I mean, someone just took out 4 people and they've not caught them. So I mean, yeah, you can't guarantee that it won't happen again, but at the same time, if it was a personal targeted attack, more than likely, I would probably say there's a low chance the community is in danger. But again, at the same time, police have to watch what they say, because I mean, if it is a freak out there, like a lot of people are saying, that was turned down by one of the girls, who's to say he ain't gonna get turned down again before they catch him and he does it again? You know what I mean? Let me ask you this, guys. This got brought up too. I think I brought up in that last press conference. Someone asked about the ROTC program. Do you think maybe there was an issue, argument, someone dissed a guy in the ROTC program? What do you think about that? Grace has got a good point here. She says maybe the door to the first floor bedroom was locked and the killer was probably exhausted after taking 4 people out. See, that's what I was saying. But at the same time, I don't know too many teenagers that lock their doors at night to their bedrooms, or I should say teenager college students. I mean, I don't know anybody. I mean, it could have been, their rooms could have been locked, but the likelihood, in my opinion, would be very, very low. That'd be my opinion. So, I just still struggle, guys. I still struggle with why those 2 were spared. I still struggle with that. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm glad they were. But I still struggle with it because and again, I may be. Oh, hey, I see you. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah, you're fine. We're just chilling, talking about some of the evidence that I found on the internet. Some pictures of the crime scene technicians taking pictures of the evidence and stuff, and going over that. So that being said, guys, let me know what you think about the tire marks. Just to recap, let me know what you think about the tire marks in front of the house, the burnout. Let me know if you think that's connected. And if the killings happened on the 2nd and 3rd floor, why is the 1st floor window being examined and taken pictures of? That bothers me. And maybe I'm reading into it more than what it is. Maybe the killer just touched it as they were leaving. I don't know. And there was a lot, apparently, quite a bit of evidence near the back patio on the 2nd floor. And like I said, they were putting a piece of paper with some drawings or something on it into an evidence bag. I wonder what that was. Could have been nothing, guys. Could have just been a piece of paper that maybe the killer maybe he had it stuck to his shoe or something like that with blood on. I mean, there's got to be bloody footprints in that house, guys. There's got to be. I mean, I would think there would be. So, and again, with them taking and marking evidence in the rear of the house by that patio, I'm pretty sure somebody went out that back sliding glass door. And again, I'm thinking when they were leaving, this is just me though, I'm thinking when they were leaving, they went out that back sliding glass door around the house and then ran out. If that car was actually the car used as a getaway and they done a burnout and got out of there, they ran around the side of the house, ran across the driveway, probably left a few traces of blood in that gravel parking lot, and could have even left a few traces of blood on, in the road as they're getting into the car. And again, the tire marks out there, it could have been, it could be not related, but they were definitely taking pictures and measuring them and all that stuff. And they did look fresh to me. So again, but there's no, you got to connect all this stuff, even the blood, if the fingerprints, the DNA, you still got to connect all that to the killer or killers. This is definitely going to be a job for forensics, and well, maybe not. Maybe this will be an easy one for them. Maybe it's just going to be a matter of process. Maybe they already know who it is, guys. Maybe they already know who it is, and they're just waiting for the evidence to come back. That way they can make the arrest warrants. And my question is, as we get closer to finding out, now we're not going to know how close they are to arresting anybody because they keep that hush hush, and it's just breaking news when they do it. It's just we're not going to know about it until they've been arrested and probably booked, or they take themselves out. I mean, it could be a possibility that if the perpetrators know that the police are closing in on them, they could take themselves out. That's another scenario that could happen with all this. So, but I'm gonna keep doing some digging. But I do, in my opinion, I think the police are right. It's targeted. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think the community really has anything to worry about. But again, they pretty much had the whole morning in the quiet of darkness and everything in that house to do what they need to do. And they, the two roommates on the first floor were spared. That's something that's going to bother me until we get answers. And the prosecutor even, here it is. Apparently the city prosecutor was seen at the police department on Thanksgiving Day. The prosecutor was even at the house. So I don't know, guys. This is weird. But whoever it is, and Hocus Pocus got a good point here. Poor roommates will have to live with survival guilt. They will. I mean, and we've got to think, if the roommates knew nothing about this and all that stuff, yeah, their safety and privacy is the utmost importance here. So that's probably why we're not hearing anything from them. So, because we just don't know. I mean, yeah, it does bother me that they were spared. But again, we don't know the reason why they were spared. We don't know if they got tired. We don't know if they got nervous and we're like, we need to get the hell out of here. We don't know nothing like that until more information comes out. So, and I don't want to put anybody under the spotlight that don't deserve it. So, I'm just kind of keep an open mind, as far as the roommates go. But it doesn't, I mean, yeah, their privacy and safety is, if they weren't a part of this, their privacy and safety is of the utmost concern right now for them. But guys, that is going to be it. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've heard of any evidence that I didn't mention. If you're watching this on the replay, let me know if you've heard of any evidence that I didn't mention that you heard or seen that was gathered. We'll talk about it. Drop some comments and let me know. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks, ICU, for jumping in. I appreciate the help. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. So it's going to be an interesting week. I do think that this week they'll get a lot of stuff back from the crime lab, and hopefully we'll have I'm hoping we'll have the rest by the end of the week is what I'm hoping. We can get some answers to this. So let me know what you think, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.